welcome to Spiritualista. This is your weekly energy forecast for the 29th of September until the 5th of October. If you like a personalized deep dive reading, the link to my Etsy shop is below. And now, let's see what the universe has in store for you guys this week. So let's do a little pre-shuffle here. And please help me tune into Virgo's energy. Highest possible source, please, universe. Tap me into Virgo and what they have going on from the 29th of September until the 5th of October. Let's see here. So how is your birthday month if you are, I was going to say if you are a September Virgo, but we can ask that question for both August Virgos as well as September Virgos. I have my Virgo birthday in August, late August, so almost at the cusp. And I was in Brazil actually with my family, hanging out with my mom, but didn't do much, to be honest. I just had lots and lots of dentist appointments to go to take care of my teeth, because it's something that I've been neglecting for 5 years at this point. And dental care is way cheaper in Brazil, my home country, than it is here in my living country, where I'm in Sweden. Here it's super expensive. So I just had to deal with those things. So I actually was at the dentist on my birthday. However, she did give me a really nice freebie treatment, or like I had to pay for the treatment, but she gave me a little bit of extra things there for free because it was my birthday. So that was really sweet. I don't know if I can recommend being in the dentist for your birthday though, having surgery, but I mean, it was good. It was very much necessary. So yeah, there we have a flip. All right, so your present moment card this month or this week is represented by the Three of Wands, and you're being crossed by the, oh my goodness, dropped the card. Oh my god, I have to grab them. So, oh, it was a good start. Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles, my goodness. I'm not gonna start over. We have the Seven of Wands there. I just got distracted because they fell on the floor. But let me just grab the cards here one sec. All right, I'm back. So yeah, they fell a little bit all over the place, but I made sure to flip them back into the deck so that they're not reversed, because I don't work with reversals in the deck. However, if they do fall out like one at a time in reverse, we will take them out that way. But yeah, so let's keep going. All right, so that was meant to happen. That's the thing. I don't like re-recording the videos because I already have set the intention for you guys. So now it was simply meant to happen by the universe that it had to fall out in that way, likely because there was some sort of rearrangement within the deck that had to happen through that little accident here. So we're just gonna go with it. You have your crowning energy here with the Eight of Swords, a little bit of feeling trapped right now. And then your foundation or your subconscious energy is the Eight of Cups. So leaving behind something here. Your recent past, victory card, celebration card, nice. So this is the Six of Wands. And your near future here, we have, oh, okay, so we have the Nine of Swords. That's more like, why are you anxious, Virgo? I mean, can't really tell yet because we're still a week before, so I'm not really sure what this is about. However, I have been having nightmares lately, 2 nights in a row, and it's kind of weird because I never have them otherwise. So, and this card usually is an indicator of that. It's an indicator of either not being able to sleep and having just anxious thoughts in your head at night, or nightmares. So let me know in the comments if you're resonating with this, and if you're having, if you're having the experience of nightmares too, and if you normally have them, or if it's something more recent to you guys, because maybe it's astrological. Okay, so suggested approach or advice from the universe. You have the Four of Wands, a beautiful card, and then you have your what you need to know. It's the Knight of Swords. And your hopes and fears is represented by the Sun. And your potential future is the Three of Cups. Nice. So let's see the bottom of the deck, the King of Cups. Very good. All right. So it's a kind of mixed message spread, this one here. There is, a little bit of tension here with some of the cards, but the majority part are actually very positive messages here. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so Virgo, Three of Wands at the center in your present moment. So that's a very hopeful energy, just to start with. That's very, very hopeful. That's very forward-looking. So, yeah, it's like this image here. So, see, he's standing at this shore. He's looking out towards the horizon here. And he's just sensing that something he's been working on or working towards is about to come in here. So there's quite a feeling of anticipation here with this card. Like, things are opening up for you and you're starting to see the possibilities here. So it's a beautiful energy. Yeah, like I said, it's very hopeful. Very, very good. And crossing you here is the Seven of Wands. So that's your challenging position. It tells me that, yeah, you still might feel like you might defend your progress a little bit. Or you're having to do that, you know, and you're just having to stand firm against some resistance here. And I feel that it's not too much to do with your own self-doubt in this time. I feel that it's more to do with others around you, you know? And it's like a moment where you're having to hold your ground and just trust that this thing here that you're building is actually worth protecting. But you're getting some judgment from that, from others. But you're standing firm, you know, and you're setting your boundaries. You're explaining your vision. You're just, yeah, you're believing in yourself. You're very strong in yourself here. So, yeah, I feel that this is going to be fine. But there's a little bit of I'm getting like a little bit of an annoying energy, almost like you're trying to explain yourself to certain people, but they just don't get it. They just don't want to get it. That's what I'm getting here. They're just kind of shut off to hearing your perspective. And, yeah, it's causing you to have to repeat yourself over and over and over. And it's just creating this struggle here where you're feeling this tension with just not being understood. And crowning your spread, so here, Eight of Swords, so that's what's on your mind. So again, like there's some tension here. Like this, it's more like a mental tension. This could be self-imposed. And yeah, there's like limiting thoughts, right? And you're likely overthinking and you're convincing yourself that you're stuck when you're actually not. So yeah, the message with this card is that like these ropes here that she has around her, they're not as tight as they feel, you know? And you have way more freedom than your fears would have you believe here. But I think this is very much connected to this and to these people and these circumstances, you know? This could be, I'm getting this message, I'm gonna say, this could be about political beliefs. This could be about your workplace. Even though it's wands, I'm getting this, that there might be a little bit of friction when it comes to politics in the workplace, or even at home in your family dinners, you know, sitting there, you're sharing your views, other people don't really agree. And instead of just being respectful and, okay, you believe what you want to believe, I believe what I want to believe, there's sort of this conflict energy here going on, and it's making you tense, and it's making you overthink, and it's making you doubt yourself and like question yourself a lot here. So yeah, but definitely I feel that it's more, yeah, it's more of an external energy, but it is, however, causing it to be more internal because you are starting to self-impose lots of limits here for yourself when you don't have to, you know, like people don't have to agree with you all the time, even though I know it's hard. It would be really nice, I guess, but I guess it wouldn't either. Imagine if everyone was like, what is it called? Is it called a sycophant or a sycophant? I don't know how to pronounce that. I've only seen it in writing. But, you know, when people are just like kiss ass and they're just constantly like, yeah, you're right. Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, of course. It's like putting you on the pedestal situation. I think it would be fun maybe like the first 2-3 days, but then after it would just feel fake, you know? So you don't need that. You don't need that for yourself. I think that what's the beauty about this world is that everybody's so diverse when it comes to opinions. And that's how we expand, and that's how we learn, and that's how we kind of absorb a little bit of pockets of information and data from each other. And we take what we want to take, we take what resonates, we just leave what doesn't, and then we start building our own individual personality and process from that. Yeah, definitely I feel that it's quite a bit of a struggle for you here. And then you have the Eight of Cups here, deep down in your foundation. So that's, you know that you've walked away from something that wasn't emotionally fulfilling to you. And this wasn't an easy choice for you here, but it was very brave. I gotta say that. And so this is definitely the energy of you choosing yourself and you choosing your soul's growth over staying in a place that you've outgrown here. I'm getting this, that for some of you, this could be about having left a workplace where you weren't aligned, and now you're sort of stepping into a new one, and you're going maybe through the interview processes, or you've been hired already, and you're noticing that there are still the same unhealed patterns coming back up again for you to process, and it's all to do with this and just disagreements over worldviews, over politics. And even though I'm very much against discussing these sort of things, both here on YouTube and also at work in general, because I feel it's very personal, a lot of workplaces aren't, you know, you're gonna have colleagues that are gonna be very vocal and maybe say things that you deem are inappropriate, or you're saying things that they're deeming as inappropriate, and that's just creating this tension here. But it feels like you walked away from something similar, but now you're sort of entering that same space again, but maybe in a different location, but in the same sort of unhealed energy that still needs to be worked through here. And the Six of Past, oh my god. So 6 of Wands in your recent past, so that's victory, that's you having a moment of recognition here. So recently you had some validation come through, and it reminded you that you're very much capable and you're very much on the right track here. So if this is the case, for example, that you have left something here, then I bet that you felt really good about it at first, and it felt like the right choice. Like maybe initially it was a little bit scary, but then quite quickly you came into the mindset that it was for the best, and that this thing that you left wasn't really aligned with you and with your higher purpose. So for you, it felt like a victory. It felt like a moment of actually, you know, going with your own, like, what is it called? Taking your own path, you know, following your own path. And it felt like this moment where you actually were validated by other people. They were confirming that it was the case and that it was a good choice. And you quickly stepped into that energy yourself, where you started to believe that because it was, you know, it was true. You should have done that. So this is just affirming that decision. And then the Nine of Swords here in the near future. So that's very worried energy. Again, these two are, they're a little bit different. This is more like a restless, like an overthinking energy here as well, though. So it's like more sort of a nighttime, like a late night overthinking spiral that you're going to be likely entering if you're not already right at the cusp of that right now. But don't let this scare you, though. So yeah, it's harsh, but it's a temporary storm. Like, it's not the whole weather forecast here that's going to be like for the rest of your life. It's just going to be something transitional for you here while you're still healing this. So the cards are saying that don't let your mind convince you that the worst case scenario for you is the only scenario here, because it's not. Even though you might be in your headspace, like actually echoing that specific opinion, it's not the case, you know. And it's gonna pass, but definitely it's there. There's definitely some tension with this one for sure. But it's just a week, so we're gonna be doing a new reading for the week after this one. So, but yeah, there's gonna be some anxiety here, and there's gonna be a little bit of heaviness, and it's gonna be based on this and this judgment here that you're gonna be receiving that isn't called for, because you're you, you know, and you should be you, and people should just respect that. Yeah. And that Four of Wands, this is beautiful. So this is your suggested approach, your advice from the universe. So Four of Wands is all about leaning into connection and having gratitude for the things that are actually stable and good and making you happy in your life, you know. So just, it's telling you to celebrate those little small milestones here. Just, you know, go back to this energy here. Be proud of yourself for being strong, for making the right choices for yourself. And also, like, surround yourself with supportive people and supportive environments that remind you of the beauty in you and what's worth loving right now, both in you as a person, but also, yeah, in your general energies around you. Just be grateful for the beautiful things rather than being stuck in the negatives here. And at least try to do so. I know it's hard, especially if you are or have been in this frequency here for a little bit. It's going to be easy to get out of that, though. That's what I'm feeling for you. You just have to focus on this a little bit more, and the happiness and the things that are actually making you happy, and the people that are actually supporting you. Even though they don't always agree, they're at least respectful enough to, you know, just leave you be. And they go their way, you go your way, and it's fine. Yeah, and then surrounding energies here. So what you need to know is the Knight of Swords. So things might move a little quick this week. And there could be like sudden decisions that could show up here for you. Could be news about something. Like, this is a communication card in general. So just be ready to act when this clarity here strikes. But just don't let anyone rush you into choice before you're centered in yourself. And then your hopes and fears, you have the Sun. So that's you longing for, again, like joy, clarity, you know, just being able to feel the warmth of life like the sun, you know, and just be aligned with that happiness, you know. It's part of your birthright, so you very much deserve that. And there's also fear in this position, and I think it's just, yeah, you're scared of just shining too brightly, you know, and pulling in too much attention here. And being too vocal, maybe too opinionated, too transparent, you know, and to be put in this place here where you are being judged. And then we have the Three of Cups. So that's beautiful. That's your potential future. That's all about celebration again. It's about being emotionally connected to your friendship groups. Like, it's love, you know, it's just, yeah, reconnecting with your community again after these heavier energies here. And then the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So underneath everything, there is lots of emotional wisdom as your anchor this week. So it's telling you to just stay balanced and just be compassionate, you know. And that's going to be your strength, all of this, to just be tuned into your heart in this situation here. And yeah, have some control over your emotions here going into this one. You know, don't just lash out because you're feeling upset, you know. Just take a breath, just count to 10. Like I said before, you know, it goes both ways. So if you expect others to respect you, then you have to respect them as well, you know, even if they think entirely different than you do. Even if you think that it's stupid and it doesn't make sense to you that they would think in this way, you know, just leave them be. That's their process. That's their karma. And you can have your own karma, your own choices. So just go with you and just try to contain that a little bit, you know, and that's going to create some more peace and harmony for you. So tying it all together, yeah, starting here, like you're stepping into something new horizons here, and you're feeling very pressured to defend yourself and defend your choices and your path here. So it's just like your mind is convincing you that you're trapped right now, you know, but you have to trust the wisdom of your past choices. You have to remember your recent wins, you know, and these worries ahead of you here, they're temporary. So just anchor yourself in joy and support and move when the moment is right. And just embrace your happiness without fear and stay rooted in emotional maturity here, because this that you're scanning here is way closer than you think. All right, Virgo, that's all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that this reading resonated. And if so, please give it a like and let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for your weekly energy forecasts. Okay, bye.